Downtown Saline. There's a protest here against the data center in Saline Township. I mean, they're protesting a lot of different angles of this thing. Right now, it seems like the key thing they're looking at is the thing that's in front of the Michigan Public Services Commission, which is sort of ignoring the public hearing process and passing this really quick, which is what they would like, which is what DTE would like. And that's really, but I think a lot of it isn't, I mean, you can see a lot of these signs say DTE. A lot of it, however, is just simply, they don't like the data center. They don't like, one, because it's a rural part of the township. It's not like the part of the township that's closest to the city. It's on the western end, and very rural out there. And they don't want it. Can't ignore that. Two, I think the other thing that they don't want is
no secret deals.
That it's been forced on Saline Township. It was forced on Saline Township. TV's here, Fox 2's here. I saw a helicopter up in the air from one of the networks giving this thing some Michigan Public Radio, it looks like.
Fighting would be a strong word. Keeping track.
There's the news copter up there in the helicopter. I'm not sure if you can see it. Good trouble. That's a sign we've seen before. People are still showing up. It's early in the protest. Started at 4. There was some confusion. I was getting texts today asking me whether this was going to be at the site or downtown, and it's always been planned for downtown as far as I know. But I think there was a news report that came out recently that said the protest was going to be at the site. Confused. Send me some bunch of texts that I didn't really know how to answer. Here comes the news copter with Troy McClure. Sierra Club protest. Let's see. Keep our air breathable. Farms, not data farms. That is a lot of it. The backroom aspect of this thing, people are not happy about that. Even the township. I don't. It's hard to really put too much blame on the people on the Saline Township Board. They felt forced into this. I've seen some people very unhappy with the Saline Township Board, and I understand that. But if you were at the meetings, you could tell they didn't want this. Most of them, anyway. Oh, we're not going to make this late. Maybe I'll head back around. Hard to say how many people here. I'd say 25, 50. People boo the DTE truck as it rides by. 80. At least 100, 125 people at least. It's not a huge protest, but it's a good protest. Good size. We're going to see if we can find anyone. There's our buddy Brett. Hey Brett, do you want to be a spokesman for this protest for a second?
Sure.
All right, we're with Brett Pollington. Lives up here on Ann Arbor Street. Candidate for Saline City Council.
Ex-candidate.
Well, you were still within the year.
Yeah.
So what brings you out for the protest here today?
I just don't trust a lot of what is being said about the data center. I mean, I don't trust I don't trust DT for a minute that we're not going to end up footing the bill for the energy for this. I think that it's very likely what's going to happen is you're going to get them claiming they're raising our rates for some other reason, when in fact we're just going to be subsidizing the data center. I also think that, I'm obviously, as I've stated over and over again, I'm very pro-democracy, the community doesn't want this. Its voice has been overwhelming in its opposition to the data center. So that's why I'm out here.
There was a Saline City. Were you at the Saline City Council meeting where the guys came and
Yep.
discussed?
Yeah.
Or I don't know if you watched it or.
I was there.
But do you remember when the guys said, hey, we got to rush this, or it's
Yeah.
not going to happen?
Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, it felt like it was a done deal to me. But do you think that gives people a glimmer of hope that maybe they can do something to derail this project?
I think I think it should give us maybe some hope, but it also makes us, I think, feel a little bit desperate, because it does feel as though they're trying to push it through. And I understand the argument that they're making. The reason that they're claiming they're trying to push it through is because we don't want to. I use we in the royal sense, not me, but we don't want to lose it, and we don't want to lose the economic opportunity, right? But I have opposition to these data centers in general, because I think they're bad for the environment. They take so much energy. So we're not losing anything to me if they don't build it.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, man.
Thanks, Tran.
I'm going to see if I can make this light. See ya. All right, I haven't been to this corner yet. Let's see what's going on over here. Whitmer, put it in your backyard. That's a good sign. Interesting sign there. Keep our lakes great. That's a very common sign. I think that might be the most common sign I've seen here. All right, we'll try to find an organizer here. We'll see if I can ask. Stop the water hog. It is interesting that this one doesn't appear to be a water hog. Water over Watts.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. What democracy looks like.
It is what it is.
There are people signing petitions here. Well, I'll just ask some other people standing around here what their thoughts are on this protest. Hello. I'm Tran with the Saline Post. I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
All right, what's your name?
My name is Mickey, like the mouse.
Okay, and what brings you to the protest here today? What are you protesting?
So we're protesting the proposed big data center. I'm protesting because I care about the community that data centers often pollute. I care about both the human population and the animal creature ecological population, and I would hate to see that destroyed in the name of AI that we don't really need.
Where are you from? Are you from Saline?
I live right on the border of Ipsy and Saline.
Okay. It says keep Ipsy free from big data. So there's also an issue going on in Ypsilanti.
Yes, this would affect Ipsy and Saline.
Okay. So environment,
Yep.
wildlife.
Did
you say?
Community safety. So like preventing humans from suffering the effects of pollution, and then biological, ecological preservation.
What do you think a protest like this can do? What kind of conversations can start? How can it impact? What happens?
I think that protests like this are important because people who don't know about the issue, for instance, if they're driving down the road, they can look to one another and say, "Hey, what were they protesting on that street corner?" and do more research and hopefully find out more about the issue. And I mean, I would hope that they would be against it as well, but I think it's important to help keep people informed and to also show that there's a community, a large group of the community that doesn't support it. Because sometimes when you're isolated, you can think that you're the only person who thinks a certain way. But it's nice to come out and find that there are other people who believe the same things you do and want to fight for the same things you want to fight for.
Awesome, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Of course.
That was Mickey talking about the data center issue. There are people putting out signatures here. Not a lot of movement among corners. Here we go, we got people moving.
That's Fox.
We'll do a little bit more and then I'm going to take some pictures.
No secret deals! No secret deals! No secret deals! No secret deals! No secret deals!
Have you two been secret deals? No secret deals!
I've never been down here before. This is a really cool area.
It's cute, isn't it? Oh, I see.
Nobody here wants this. Yeah. A lot of people I talk to don't want it. And you know that our grid cannot keep up with this, and our bills are already sized
Everybody here is not cool with that shit. Like, I think Great Lakes State, I think we have fuel emissions. That's what
No secret deals! No secret deals! No secret deals!
The DT truck is catching some attention out here. Excuse me. I'm Tran with the Saline Post. I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions.
Of course.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Josh LeBaron.
Oh, Josh.
Yes.
Did you grow a beard since then or something, or did you already have it?
Already had it.
Okay. All right, Josh LeBaron. I've seen him on Saline Post, seen him at the township meeting.
Yep.
Josh, tell us your opposition to this project.
Well, personally, I think for a lot of this is not really a classic NIMBY issue. This is more of a uniquely evil project in the fact that the amount of power usage would be as much as the city of Philadelphia. And DTE hasn't been entirely honest about, one, how they're going to power that, and one, the need for the substation, which is apparently going to be $300 million. They were not upfront about that. They weren't upfront about how we're going to come up with this power, which for those of us who've lived here a long time is pretty par for the course on DTE.
Where do you live?
I live about 500 yards from the site.
Are you in Saline or Bridgewater?
I'm in Bridgewater.
Bridgewater.
I'm just north of the golf cart there.
I don't know. I forget how many acres they're taking land in Bridgewater as well, right?
They bought land in Bridgewater,
Right.
but as of right now, they're not using it. That's
Right.
my understanding. The Bridgewater Township said no and was in a better legal position to do so. I'm not a lawyer. I don't understand the specifics on that. And I don't really personally blame the township because there was very high-level legal trickery used to push this through. So I think our main concern is the power usage, but also the water usage, and then the traffic during construction for what sounds like a very minimum number of permanent jobs is very concerning.
What do you hope happens at the MPS at the Michigan Public Services Commission hearing?
Step one is we're hoping that they do not do the ex parte approval, that we have to go through a normal contested hearing, which is a minimum of 180 days. Initially, we were not very hopeful since all three commissioners are appointed by the governor who wants this project to happen. But at this point, we're seeing so much public pressure. The Attorney General is with us. We have national news attention at this point. We're hoping, step one, to pause this for 6 months, and then we'll figure out where we're going to go next.
You've probably seen the Saline City Council meeting where I think it was a DTE official. I think it was a DTE official who said, if this doesn't happen quickly, it might not happen at all.
Good.
Well, how does that make you feel? Is in terms of your ability to maybe stick a couple wrenches in this project?
I mean, good. I don't believe them. They've gone with a false sense of urgency multiple times prior to this. But we don't think one more roadblock is going to stop them. They'll just try to continue. They also went before the Saline City Council, Ryan Friedrichs did, claiming they had talked to 8 out of 10 members in Saline Township who were for. That is a flat-out lie. We have not been able to find a single person they canvassed and spoke to who said yes to them. There's a couple people who had their doors knocked onto by a college student who didn't really have any answers. But we haven't even found a single yes, let alone 8 out of 10. That's a total lie.
What does it say about democracy that, you got a township board that says, hey, we didn't want this. We felt like there was no choice, and we couldn't afford, we didn't have the money potentially getting involved in a lawsuit with these guys. And then secondly, rushing this thing so it's not getting potentially the public hearing that it might normally get. What does that say about democracy to you?
Well, unfortunately to me, it's not a surprise. Corporate overreach and politicians being bought is nothing new. Little Gretch wants to run for president. She's going to need big donors. Larry Ellison is essentially the biggest donor. So it's not surprising to see it pushed through, but it's very disappointing. I'm hoping there's going to be so much public pushback at this point that she's going to have to come out and say something about it. Since she came out and made it her pet project, maybe a month ago?
Yeah, she boasted about it in that press release. How do you feel about seeing these people here? The crowd's grown a little bit. What do you think about seeing this, and what do you hope it accomplishes?
So happy. This is, it's freezing cold, and we still probably got, 200 people here? Great turnout considering the weather. People are fired up. People are passionate. Like I keep saying, this is a uniquely evil project, and we need to stop it. I would be happy if it was a subdivision or a solar field. That's a criticism I get constantly, sure, give me anything but this.
Yep. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Good to finally meet you.
Yep.
I didn't realize you were at the Saline Township meeting. But
Yes.
Thanks for all the quotes.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're gonna end the interview at this point. I think we got a couple pretty good interviews there. Shed some light on what people are thinking. And I'm gonna take some pictures and get to work. Thank you.